Welcome to Awakened Living. Our topic for today's presentation is the Sanctum. The scientist has a lab, and the producer has a studio, but the human has no place to lay his head. Jesus said in the New Testament that foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. We are going to change that today so that you can have a place called home, at least a temporary home, and it is called the Sanctum. Your temporary home is called the Sanctum. The Sanctum is a place, it's a sacred place. Yeah, it's a sacred place, as you can see here. Yeah, it is an altar, it's a sanctuary, it's a shrine, it's a place of reverence, or a place of spiritual significance. Yeah. It is usually a place set aside for prayer, thanksgiving, chanting, and meditation. It is also a place for study and reflection. Okay? One of the questions that confronted me when I was first introduced to the Sanctum was whether it is of God or of the ungodly. You can probably understand the significance of this question if you are religious. Okay, we have been indoctrinated to separate ourselves from things that quote unquote ungodly. So of course you are cautious when a new thing is introduced to you, like myself as I was. You want to find out if this thing is godly or ungodly. Okay. And actually I discussed with my friend a lot that this thing we are going into, what is it going to do to us? We are just fresh from high school. We've not been into the world really, and we are trying to find our way. And of course, we were introduced to the Sanctum for the first time in our lives, and we are wondering if it is godly or ungodly. As it turned out, the Sanctum is neither of God nor of the devil. It is just a tool anybody can use to achieve a purpose. And for the record, I do not see the world as godly or ungodly. I love all creatures without conditions. Now, why is the Sanctum so important, and why am I asking you to have a Sanctum? Now, the Sanctum, I think I said in my first presentation that the mystery schools use the Sanctum to introduce the initiate to herself or to himself for the first time. It is the Sanctum that helps you, a tool you use to know yourself. That is why the sanctum is very, very important. It is also a place of refuge. Okay, you know, a place where after the day's work, you want to go there and be rejuvenated, or you want to be reassured after facing a lot of the problems and challenges of the day. Further, the sanctum is a place you associate with miracles. Yes, you associate it with love, with joy, motivation, success, peace, happiness, achievement, health, and wellness. You see, so the sanctum is a very nice place. Yeah, it's a nice place. It's a nice thing for you to have a sanctum in your home. Now, the types of sanctum. There are two types of sanctums: the inner and the outer sanctum. The inner sanctum, we all have the inner sanctum, only that some of us probably don't know it and we don't use it at all. Yeah. So we are not going to discuss the inner sanctum right now, but later in the series, yes, we'll talk about it. So there is an inner sanctum and an outer sanctum. Now, the outer sanctum is the physical sanctum, like the one you are seeing here. Yeah, is the physical sanctum, and you need to set it up in your home. Yeah, maybe in a child's room, maybe in your bedroom. Now, you can also have it in the corner of a basement, in a corner in an attic, or you can use the whole room. It is your choice if you have that kind of space. Yeah, because yeah, it's going to really change your life. Yeah, you can have a sanctum outside your home also. Yeah, for those who do not have a space at home, yes, you can have it outside your home, say in a secluded place by a river, or near the mountain, or in the woods. Okay, this is what Joseph Campbell said. I mentioned in the first presentation. Okay. A sacred place. Okay, he calls the sanctum, I call it a sanctum. He calls it a sacred place. A sacred place is a necessity for everybody. You must have a room or a certain hour a day or so where you do not know what was in the newspapers that morning. You don't know who your friends are. You don't know what you owe to anybody. You don't know what anybody owes you. But a place where you can simply experience and bring forth what you are, what you might be. This is the place of creative incubation. At first, you might find that nothing is happening there when you begin any project, yeah. Sometimes nothing is happening. But if you have a sacred place and use it and take advantage of it, something will happen. As I said earlier, I was first introduced to the sanctum. Okay, I was first introduced to the sanctum by the Alpha Mystery School. Yeah, do not go about looking for Alpha Mystery School because it's not there. I made it up. Yeah. The idea is that mystery schools are not just thrown out like that. Yeah, it is for people who really want the knowledge. Yeah, because if you are not prepared, it's useless. Yeah, so I'm not here to tell you the names of the mystery schools I attended. That is your responsibility. There is a saying in the mystical circles that when the student is ready, the master will appear. You see, so it's an individual quest. This knowledge is not forced on you. You are the person who searches for it. You see, and when you are ready in that way, yeah, you'll see a master, somebody who will help you, yeah, to get the knowledge. Okay. Okay, most, if not all, mystery schools introduce their members to the self with the help of the sanctum. That is why it is very, very important to have a sanctum. In this respect, okay, the sanctum is important for your spiritual development. Okay, I want to note what Joseph Campbell said. This is the place of creative incubation. At first, you might find that nothing is happening there, but if you have a sacred place and use it and take advantage of it, something will happen. Most of you probably know Joseph Campbell. Okay, this is not a guy who will make up this kind of information. He probably have used it, and that's why he came up with information. And I will concur with what he has said. Yes, something will happen, because something actually, not just something, many things happened to me when I was using my sanctum. Not just something. Yeah. It's not just one thing. I don't know how to explain it, but you are going to change your life. That's it. Something will happen. Many things will happen. I cannot overemphasize the importance of the sanctum in your life. Thus, if your life means anything to you, I encourage you to set up, dedicate, and use your sanctum. You could really change your life. The purpose of Awakened Living is to help us to live well in this world. Awakened Living is sponsored by unism.org. You are loved without conditions, and you are blessed without requirements. Thank you for listening, and may you experience cosmic peace in the name of love, the earth, and the universe. Amen. Join me next time for another episode of Awakened Living. Thank you.